Hey TikTok, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. We're on TikTok at tiktok.com/at sign JKMALONE. We're also live on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And we're also live on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. So glad to see everybody here back again. Hope you had a nice weekend. Very exciting launch of the SpaceX Demo 2 rocket. I was watching it, very excited about that. Unfortunately, of course, we have riots going on, but hey, you got to take with the good with the bad. It's like Dickens said, it's the best of times and it's the worst of times. So I am very excited about the SpaceX launch. It definitely moved Tesla stock this morning. I was called out of my positions in Tesla on Friday. I want to get back in. There's another buy point coming up, and I'm very excited about that. So hopefully, hopefully I can get in and in with that that buy point. So I'm pretty excited about it. Just wanted to go through a few things, and I'm going to move here. By the way, if you want to see these slides, they're available on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And of course, like me and subscribe me. I like to say that. Don't have all my things up yet, but I'm getting more stuff. So hopefully I'll have a ringing bell and all that kind of stuff where it's pretty cool. And the easy way to get there, in case you don't get it, just go out to my profile, hit the button for YouTube, and it'll be take you right to the site. Also, if you want to take a look on Periscope, which I think is great because it tends to have better video quality, it seems, that's pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. So here we go. I just again, I at the end of last week, I was sold out of everything. The only thing I had available in my portfolio, this is amazing, was Facebook, and I had a Facebook option that was exercised. That was a 220 option, but the 230 option wasn't exercised, and so I basically that option expired worthless. But of course, I kept the stock, and then this morning, I sold I sold another 230 call. This is a June 5th call. Got some nice money on it, about $3.10 on that one. And then also, I entered a tremendous call. I hope it works out for Docusign, and it looks like Docusign is surging right before earnings. Now, of course, it'll probably fall back a little bit, but I bought Docusign at 148, and then I sold a 150 June 5th call, and I was able to get $8 on that. So pretty nice money on that. What do I think about Tesla? I'm going to be covering Tesla in just a minute. Just wanted to go over a few things, but I think Tesla is, it's exceeded its buy range. The buy range is 869, so that's a very key point. It's up and around trading about 880 today. I have a buy-in right now at the buy point, uh, which is 869. I have a buy-in, so hopefully that will get triggered. But I don't know. It may move faster than I'm even thinking. Basically today, again, strong day. It's interesting how this market is looking forward. Uh, um, about 18 months. So it's just really interesting with all this problems that are going on with the situation in Minneapolis and other cities. It's just amazing how well the stock market has held up. So, again, I just hope that everybody's able to come to some kind of a conclusion. But I'm afraid that there's just going to be a lot of strife and lots going on. But a lot of exciting things are going along too. So today's market's up. The S&P is up, very nicely. The key levels on the S&P. The S&P is over 3,000. This is a major level, and I think that because if we can hold this level, it looks as if the market is going to go even higher. It's just amazing. We are in a confirmed uptrend. So if you do have short positions, please, it's very dangerous to be short in this kind of environment where we're in a confirmed uptrend. So, if you haven't closed all your short positions, please close them, because I just think that it's gonna be difficult if you're short in this market, because I do believe we're actually going higher. And I just wanted to kind of show you again the spider here. This is a really important, this again, for everybody out there that doesn't know, the spider is the largest ETF in the world. It's worth about 220 billion or so, depending on the market valuations, and it basically covers all of the stocks that are in the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 has been doing spectacularly well in the last few trading sessions. It's up now. As you can see, the spider is inching up to that 308 mark, which is a very important number. It's 305. I don't think it's, I think we're going to regain. We may regain. It's on a solid trajectory, so it seems to be moving very nicely. So again, it's not a good time to be against the market. You want to be long in your positions primarily because it's just moving higher. And it seems like even with all the issues and all the problems that the market is going higher. So that's kind of a good thing. Um, okay, let's see. Next item is I'm going to show you some stocks to basically watch and buy and hold, possibly. And the first one, and this is the one I am trying to buy right now. I sold my 100 shares of Tesla on Friday because my option had been exercised. I had sold an 825 options. Hard to believe it. It's already trading up $46.38 when this slide was taken. It's amazing. As you'll notice, the composite rating is 96. It looks like people are really getting behind Elon Musk. And, it just seems like a freight train, that just can't be stopped. It's up 5%, 5.55%. Very, very, very strong. The buy point on this one, the buy range is 869.92 to 913.42. Now, what does that mean? Well, the buy range is basically the point at which it really becomes a stock that uh, is probably going to trade higher. I know that's hard to believe with the prices at these levels, but everything looks really good. The relative strength line is a 99. That means this is in the top 1% of all stocks currently trading. So I am trying to buy this. I don't even know if I can get a fill today because it's moved up so much. But I have an order in at 869.92. Now I don't know if I'll get that. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to retreat. It's just been on fire. So, if I do buy this, what I'll do is I'll then set a stop loss. I'll set a pretty tight stop loss, about a 6% stop loss, and then I'll sell an option. But right now, I'm trying to get a fill, and it's not happening because there's just tremendous demand. Of course, with the successful launch of SpaceX, which is still a private company, you're seeing a lot of strength in Tesla, and it looks like when the economy reopens, the demand for Tesla is going to be very strong. So it's just an amazing story, and I think one of the one of the stories of our time. The next one is Snap, which is a little bit more down to earth in terms of the price. This is moving into a very strong uptrend. This has got a very nice cup and handle pattern, and it looks as if its composite rating's 94. Again, it has a 90. The relative strength is 93, which is very strong. Basically, this is a buy from about $19 a share to about $19.95 a share. I think that you could possibly make a 20% upside on this in about 6 weeks. It's up 2.14% today with very strong volume, 21.6 million shares. So very strong. Definitely one to put on your list if it's not already there. Again, I wouldn't buy it above about 1995. When this slide was taken, it was trading at 1935. So very good range on that one as well. Now, here's the one that I actually bought today. Extremely strong. Docusign. Again, this is one of the stay-at-home stocks. And but I do think that after this thing is over with, I think that this stock is going to be just incredibly strong. Why? Because many businesses run on legal documents, and this is the way that they're going to get them signed out there. So Docusign tremendous at 148.81. Now I have an options plan on this. It just is a tremendous one, and I'm going to show you that just in a second. By the way, if you're interested, we have an alerts. I alert people on my trades as I'm making them. I try to, anyways. This is one I made this morning, and this is actual data that that I put out there. I bought today 100 shares at 148.62. I then sold a June 5th, 2020, a 150 strike call. This is a 4-day trade. Basically, I was able to receive $800 for that contract. Again, it was trading at $8, and of course, 8 times 100 is $800. The upside I'm looking at in 4 days is about 138. So total potential profit by Friday, hopefully, of 938. And basically, this gives you a pretty excellent return, 5.4% in 4 days, which is pretty good, with a 0.9% upside or 6.3 overall. Now, of course, the way I trade this is I buy the 100 shares, I then sell the call option, and then I set a stop loss. In this case, it's a 7% loss stop loss. That means it can fall as up to 7% at 138.22, and then it's for a 4-day duration, and then hopefully, uh, at the end, I will be called out of this and hopefully go higher. Now, it is true there's a little bit of risk on this one because they could have a terrible earnings call. Basically, that is the one big risk, is because their earnings are going to be due on Thursday. So that's definitely something that you have to look out for. But anyways, if you want to get a copy of this, you can go to the website. You can go to the website at www.dallastradingfloor.com, and then just go over to the video section and just punch on the button, and you will be brought directly to a recap of the trade. I have another one. Kirkland likes this is actually this is a little bit older. If you want to play the golds, I do think there is some danger of deflation, so you might want to be careful on this one. But this is one that I think you want to put on your watch list. I wouldn't do this right now because the dollar seems to have weakened, which is good. That would indicate inflation. But you never know. I think that we have a lot of deflation potential. So if the dollar weakens, this KL trade will be good. But put it on your watch list. I wouldn't do it right away. It's a very strong stock, and of course Kirkland Lake. I talk a lot about this one on the show because it is such a good trade, because it basically is a Canadian company, but they have gold mining facilities in Australia, so they're very, very strong. Okay, so great. Here we go. How do we play options with GE? I wouldn't play options with GE, and the reason is, for lack of full disclosure, I went to Washington College as an undergraduate, and Larry Culp, who's now the CEO of the of GE, was a classmate of mine. That was my one brush with fame. So there you go. But I wouldn't play options on GE. I would, if you're going to play the stock, I would buy the underlying stock. I just don't. I think it's too low. I think that they have some issues. You can make more money on options plays around earnings for stocks that are typically a little bit higher up in the hierarchy. I typically like to trade stocks only in the top 5 to 10% of all of the stocks. That's part of the reason why most of my trades tend to be in the tech space, tend to be in the cloud stocks like that, stocks that can move very, very quickly. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking necessarily to be in the trade a long time. Most of my trades typically are from 5 to about 20 days, and I'm looking to move into the stock, get it to move, and then get out. What do you think about VTIQ? I keep getting this question. So let me answer this. Hopefully, let me just look at it first of all. VTIQ. Alrighty, and this is a Vector IQ Acquisition Corp. This is a blind pool. It's up tremendously today, $5.41. You know, it does have options on it. Um, I don't know enough about this stock really to give you an answer anyway. But let me go over here and see if I can get more information. VTIQ. All right. So let me see if I can do that really quickly and give you some, hopefully some good information on the stock. It's currently traded for $33.88 as of net. It's got a 68 composite rating. It's a lot. There's a lot of activity in it. 128% up in volume, so very 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 strong. I don't know a whole lot about this. It looks like earnings are due on August 8th, and I do. The chart pattern isn't bad, but there's all these blow off tops. This leads me to believe that this stock has been heavily shorted. I bet there's a lot of short interest on this one as well. I'd be careful on this only because I think a lot of people are shorting it and they're getting, yeah, they're getting a blowout. It's a finance blackjack. Yeah, this is a blind pool. So I don't even know what these people actually are investing in. Now, according to this, it's number 8 in the category in the group. The first in the group is BPRA, but this is a blind pool, and typically what a blind pool is, Big Rock Partners Acquisition. Yeah, these are all blind pools. Basically, what a blind pool is that people will put together funds, and then they'll go out and they'll look for opportunities in the market. So again, I just don't know what they are actually in. So that's a tough, that's a tough call because it is a blind pool and it doesn't have necessarily anything that I know of in. What do you think of plug and play? Plug. Well, okay. Hey, what do you think about Tesla? Is it time to get? I think it is. As a matter of fact, I have a current buy order in right now on Tesla. I think Tesla could go easily over $1,000 within the next few months. I think that I don't think that the significance of the SpaceX launch can be underestimated. I think that changes the whole game. And by the way, I wouldn't be buying Boeing because the contract for SpaceX, which by the way uses a lot of the same technology that's in the Tesla vehicles, is powering the space program, which is going to be significantly less expensive. So I have a buy order in right now at 869. I want to buy 100 more shares, and I think it's really I can't think of anything better. I mean, here's the thing. As always, um, uh, as always, you've got to be careful because Tesla's a very volatile stock. But Tesla represents the future, and that's the reason it's getting bid up. It's worth more than GM, Ford, and Chrysler put together. That's amazing. And now, one thing you got to know about it is that 10% of Tesla is owned by Daimler, which is obviously the parent company of Mercedes-Benz. They do have 10% of it, but I think that their technology lead is so significant They aren't even advertising. As a matter of fact, in this next quarter, they're looking possibly to advertise. I think once they start to advertise, this thing could well go over $1,000. Now, do you have to buy 100 shares like I do to participate? No. You could just buy 1 or 2 shares. I think it's worth it to do that. My opinion. Okay, which stocks? How do you know which stocks to trade? Well, what I do is I look for an anomaly. I look for an anomaly that happens when the stock has very, very rich options. And typically, I look to see on the NASDAQ site which options are being traded. Now, I only trade stocks typically that are in the top 10% of all stocks at the minimum. So I did take an exception when I started trading Tesla back in January. I started trading it. It was an exception, um, but I have been trading that ever since then. I actually was lucky enough to sell out most of my shares when it hit 969, which it basically did right before the drop in the market. But I do think with this retaking of this 880 level, I do think that it's possibly going higher, and it may move up to where it tested back about 3 to 4 months ago. So it's really it's very exciting to do that. How to buy a fraction of a stock? Well, you know what? There are firms out there. The best one I think right now, and though you might disagree with this, is Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab allows you to buy a fractional share, so you could buy a fractional share of Tesla, which I think is not necessarily a bad idea right now. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think that they're possibly going higher. Also, if you want to get a lot of the things that are in that are good, and you don't have necessarily the money to buy all the best stocks individually, why not buy one of the indexes? I mean, you could buy the QQQ. That's a tremendous one, but the one I would look to buy is the FFTY, and it's the IBD 50, and it's tended to outperform all of the other ETFs over the years, and it's not very expensive. So that's another one that you could get in on. How to invest in Black Lives? Well, sadly, I don't think there is really an investment there, to be honest. I mean, I think that we have just like, I mean, I'm old enough to remember. I'm kind of getting old. I'm old enough to remember when I was little boy. Remember when they launched the Apollo to the moon, and that was 50 years ago, a long time ago. And I remember it was the same kind of situation. We had riots, and we were launching to the moon. So essentially, this is basically kind of a Back to the Future. It really is. Okay, so did you buy Tesla? Absolutely. I've bought and sold Tesla many, many times. I just recently sold Tesla on Friday. I have a buy order in right now for 100 shares at 869. So I definitely try to eat my own dog food. I'm not trying to give you bad advice. Vanguard ETFs are not good. Like the IT. Here's the thing. Vanguard was good about 20 years ago, and it was very innovative at the time with no and low fees. But you know what? There's a lot of competition out there, and there's a lot of other good ones that you can look at. I'd look at the Innovator IBD 50, FFTY, and there's some other ones as well that you can look at. I'd look at the Innovator IBD 50, FFTY, and there's some other ones as well that you can look at. I'd look at the Innovator IBD 50, FFTY, and there's some other ones as well that you can look at. I'd look at the Innovator IBD 50, FFTY, and there's some other ones as well that that are absolute stellar performers. Now, when you're buying an ETF, it's a little bit different than when you're buying individual stocks. You definitely want to buy in the you don't with an individual stock you want to buy on new highs, but on an ETF you can dollar cost average. That does work with ETFs. Not so much with single stocks. Wow, we came for yeah. Actually it's really interesting. Yeah, Tessa's it. I so yeah, sold. Yeah, absolutely. I did. I sold early. There's no question about it. I did. I think it's going to back off a little bit, and I'll be a buyer when it backs off. I have an order in again, and I did sell a little bit early. I had an option on it. My option exercised, and hey, I made very good money. I made almost $2,000 in a week on that. So I'm not at all. Remember, it's the way I trade it is if it goes up a certain amount, I'll sell, and then if it comes back, I'll buy it again. So the fact that I sold it on Friday um, doesn't lessen my enthusiasm at all for the stock. So um, in a really good stock, I may buy or sell it, 20 or 30 times in a year. Let's see. Wonder which company made glass. The $2,000 would have been through. Yeah, that was my. Well, I didn't make quite 2,000 on it. Total, I think it was 1760, I believe, on a 5-day hold on that. So pretty good. I guess it doesn't matter. Well, no, you made money. Not yeah. Well, hey, here's the thing about the market. There's always a way to make money in the market. Every day, there's another place in the market where you can make money. When the market was going down, I was shorting the spider. Now I'm long on a lot of the stocks. I'm long on Facebook. I'm long on Docusign as of this morning, and I'm looking for other plays that are gonna be able to to able to make that kind of money. Okay, so let's see. I have got 3 comments, so hopefully I can see that. Hopefully that'll come up on the screen here in a second. But anyways, let me take a next caller. What do you mean? Doesn't matter? You could have made yeah, exactly. There always would it could have absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with that. It's really what you realize every week. I trade on a weekly basis typically, so I try to make a certain amount each week. Now, last week, what I did is I bought Tesla, and I was buying the 100 shares for right around 825. I sold an 825 call, so I didn't expect it to go up as much as it did. But the premium on the option was about $17, so it was pretty strong. As a matter of fact, that's an easy way to make money. Is when a stock is hot, is to buy it and then sell the option about 5 days out. Typically, that will cook in about 2/3 of the potential profit, and then take the profit immediately. That's what I do. Made 600 on Tesla. Awesome. Well, that's killer. I mean, you absolutely did great on Tesla. I want to buy more Tesla. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm trying to wait for it to back off a little bit. I'm hoping it'll back off a little bit. Today it's a gap up, but typically what'll happen is that a stock will gap up, and then because I did not catch it in the morning. I mean, I was late into work. I probably I could have made some money had I done that, but I'll wait. It'll back off a little bit and I'll be a buyer. So I think that's awesome. See, that's the thing. There's always money. There's always money to be made in the market. I think that's excellent that you made 6K. Now take take that 6K, divide it in half, take 3K, put it into cash, and enjoy yourself, because that's an excellent hit. You should always reward yourself for those excellent trades that you made. Really, really good. What are your thoughts on QDEL with a covered call? The credit. Wow, that's not bad. QDEL. Let me look at that one. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let me just look at that on the Nasdaq side. QDEL. QDEL. Let's see. QDEL. Yeah, I think this might be an excellent one. I'm just going to look at the options prices here really quick, just so everybody will know. Oh yeah, look at that, 175. That's in the perfect range. It's up 45 cents. Very nice. Oh, that's an excellent return. You know, I think I would probably be, based on what I'm seeing here, you know what? I would be a seller. Here's what I would do. I would buy the stock. I'd buy the stock at 175.45, which is what it's trading at now, and then I would sell the June 19th 175 call for $11.60. That's an excellent. That is an excellent trade. You will make annualized percentage rate. That's well over 100% on your annualized. That's fantastic. I would do that one. I'm going to write that down. I didn't find that one today, but I think that is a winner. That is a winner. One thing I want to check is to see when they're announcing. Let me just look at that one. That is great. Let me just look at QDEL. Thank you very much for that. I may trade that one myself. That's an excellent call. That's an excellent call. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so 99 percentile. Oh yeah. This is a winner. This is a winner. Yeah, this is a winner. This is a winner chicken dinner. Absolutely. Yeah, this has got a 99 composite rating. This is a winner. This is a winner. This is a great way to play it too. So fantastic. Thank you for that. I so appreciate it. Okay, what did you say? Okay, the ETF I'm talking about, its symbol is FFTY. So let me see if I can put that up here. Let me see if I can put that. I'm trying to get the little thing. No. How do I do that? Huh. All right. Well, I thought I was going to get it up there. It's FFTY. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. Yeah, it's FF. Oh, it's not 50. It's FFTY. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the symbol is FFTY. FFTY. There we go. Okay, there we go. That should work. If you're just starting in stocks, what do you advise? Okay, here's what I like to do when you're starting out. Okay, I know this is not going to be the most exciting thing that you've ever heard from anyone, but I want you to do this. If you do this, I guarantee you, if you do this for a year, you will be far better off than you are right now. Here's what you do. Every dollar that you receive, either by working or anything you take, and 70 cents of it, you live on that, okay? You pay all your bills with that. 20 cents of that, you invest, you put it into an account, into a brokerage account, okay? And then 10% of it you take and you put it in a savings account. That's your cash account. Accumulate about $500 to $1,000, and then start to purchase the broad ETFs like the QQQ. Now, initially, you're only going to be able to buy several shares of that, but you want to accumulate $10,000 in your account. When you have $10,000, that's when you start trading. So that's my first and foremost thing. So you use the strong ETFs like the QQQs to build your nest egg, and then once you get that to that point, you then start buying, selling, and selling options covered, and that's how you can do it. Let's see. Are you aware of spread? Yeah, you know what? I am a little bit. I'm not a trader of. I know that they have a different way of dealing with this in the UK. It's a kind of a, you know, it's a kind of a spread. Um, I have not done it because I don't really invest in UK stocks. I have invested in some ADRs, but mostly I'm a US trader. I'm not really that familiar with it, so I can't really speak to it as well as I could. I typically don't like to do that. What I try to do is I try to find the very best stocks that are trading in the very top of the ranges with the best chart patterns, and those are the ones I'm interested in buying. And then when I buy them, I want to I want to buy them and then sell an option on them to create cash flow. So let's see. All right. So let me put show a comment here. This is a really good comment. This is about swing trading. How do you reduce risk holding your positions overnight on a swing trade? Well, that's that's a really good question. Here's how I reduce risk. I typically like to sell a covered call option if I'm long. And the reason is because I get a premium for that immediately. Now, of course, I give away part of my potential upside on that, but that's how I try to do it. I like to play it with the options if I'm long the stock. Is I like to always, when I buy a stock, I typically like to buy 100 shares at a time and then sell the option on it because that gives me and downside protection and cash. Also, I set stop losses at 7%. Let's see. Do you see the potential? Not really. I know that blind pool. Here's the thing. Yes, it maybe has potential for people that are organizing it. I don't know. It depends on what they buy. It it depends on what they buy as a see the way a blind pool works is that it's capital that comes together that may or may not be invested in something if there's an opportunity. That's why I'm a little bit leery about them because there's so many other good trades to make. But that's just my opinion. Um, yeah. Oh, by the way, Earl, and I'm trying to show this on the screen. I just sent out an alert this morning. It was on the Docusign trade that I just made before coming on the air. So if you want to be part of the alert, I typically try to send out my my alert sheets via the mailing list, and the way you get on that is you just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com, and then just put in the information there, and you'll be put right on the list, and we'll get it out to you. We'll get it right out to you. One last question: are you sending out the alerts now? Absolutely. I'm trying to send. I'm trying to get that all working, and I hope it working. It'll be working as well. Okay, so all right, so let's see. Would you watch what's happening in Tesla? Musk says it's too high, and then right. Well, here's the thing. You got to understand that here's the reason that Musk is selling all of his property. He has options on that. So he has to come up with the cash in order to exercise those options. Those are not what they call SARs, stock appreciation rights. They're pure options. So he has to be able to have the cash in order to exercise those options. So he doesn't want the prices too high, because that will limit the number of shares that he can exercise. That's why he's selling his houses in Hillsborough, California, and Beverly Hills, all these places. He's trying to raise cash so that he can exercise that. That's the reason he said that. I think a lot of people, don't realize that, he's put pretty much everything he has on the line. Why? He's actually fairly cash poor. It's hard to believe, but true. In order to exercise these options, he needs the cash. So therefore, not only is he raising cashes, but he's wanting to keep the price down so that it can exercise them at a better price and buy more shares. That's really, I think, what's going on. Thoughts on Spotify? You know what? I think Spotify is great, and I kind of made a tactical mistake on Spotify, because I had it at I had it when it IPO'd, and I didn't think it was going to be as good as as Pandora. Boy, was I wrong. It's done very well, and I think it will continue to do well. I think it's a very strong stock, and it's one of those things. You sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I think Spotify's excellent. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, and easy to yeah, and easy to see it fly after. Absolutely. Well, I think people are buying it because they're realizing how transformative um, the Musk companies are. I've made money on many of the Musk companies. I made money on PayPal, which, by the way, I think is a much better buy than Visa or MasterCard, because, quite frankly, it's the way the world's coming to, in terms of in terms of the market. And I think that I think it's an excellent way to trade. I mean, I think his stuff has shown that people are interested in it. I mean, I've made very good money on Tesla so far. Hopefully, I'll continue to make money on it. And I think once SpaceX comes public, it could be absolute world beater. So it's pretty awesome. Well, you know what? Square is excellent company too. Here's the thing I like about PayPal a little bit more than Square, though. I think it has more market share. But I think Square is an equally good company. The biggest problem that I see with Square is that it's one of Dorsey's two companies, Twitter and Square. Now, Twitter has not done nearly as well as Facebook, and I kind of see that with Square. Even though I like the company,